star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And that was Skylar Cole singing the national anthem. A fantastic rendition. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Only 5 games left in the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is going to stack up out east. We'll take a look at the Hawks. They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs.
And I think for the Hawks, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
The starters for the Utah Jazz. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. Filipowski's out there with Walker Kessler. And it's Collier in at the point. And for Atlanta, they've got Reza Shea. Young is out there with Daniels. Then it's Okongwu. And Gay is in at the 4th. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Here's Collier. Now, here is Young. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Fires from 14. Filipowski grabs the board. The Jazz on offense with a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We talked about the challenges that come with playing against Lauri Markkanen. Coach said you have to know where Lauri is at all times because he's so effective playing off the ball. He's a knockdown shooter and a smart cutter, and he moves extremely well for his size. This team's got a lot of respect for the mobile 7-footer. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Markkanen. After the miss from Trae Young. And here is Markkanen. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark right now. He's averaging about 19 points a game.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball. And that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
That free throw good for Markkanen.
Well, 7 feet, really good at shooting the basketball, a decent handle. Lauri Markkanen starts to tinker on that unicorn category.
And Markkanen drops them both. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
Here's Filipowski. Pass to Kessler. Shot clock at 6. Here's Filipowski. From deep three-point land. Another miss by Utah.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up. So maybe just a step too far.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Pass to Kessler. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
And checking out the numbers for Young. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Averaging 25 points per, 12 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Young working hard on the defensive end that time.
Pass to Filipowski. Out Sexton. And here is Markkanen. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Like that as Lowry works through the contact and still lets it go.
The Jazz shoot their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
George Niang, he's checked in for Atlanta. Free throw good for Markkanen. There has been a lot of discussion about the length of the NBA season, GA. Do you think 82 games is the right number?
Well, I do. It's worked well for over 50 years, so why change it? And if we do change it, it affects records and how we compare the game across the earth.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. I mean, you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
No good on the free throw. And one of those guys, Brent, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
Here's Collier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And Kessler throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Pass to Niang. Freezes Shea with it. This one for 3. Kessler with the rebound. Outside, Markkanen. Here's Collier, defended by Young. Outside, Markkanen. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Pass to Niang. Young with the ball. He has 6. Just 4 to shoot. And yep, finally dropped after rolling around the rim. Young's got 8 points.
That's Trae Young's role out there to score and score often.
Outside, Markkanen. Here's Sexton. Kessler passes to Sexton. And it's sent back by Okongwu.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Ashton Niang. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Young left side. Niang kicks to Young. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Trae Young's dangerous because he's got that confidence and he's ready to shoot anytime he gets it.
Assist goes to George Neal.
Here's Collier over Young. And it's sent back by Okongwu. Pass to Daniel. Down low. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
LeVert's checked in for Rizachet. And the second free throw, good. And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 Conference Finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. All right, a chance to check out stats for Keontae George.
He hasn't been as sharp in the past 10 games as we're used to. It shows in his passing. The assist numbers down. Even the simple passes look tough for him right now. Maybe tonight he can get back on his game.
To the left side wing. Clarkson outside. Over Daniels, and it's blocked. And he recovers it. Shot's good by Clarkson.
Well, Clarkson can get inside. He's athletic to do that, and then needs to touch in that area. Showed it off there.
Now Young, coming off a stellar performance against Milwaukee. Driving inside. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Three-pointer, Markkanen. Rebound by the Hawks. Last time they met was in Utah where they beat the Jazz.
And they scratched out a close win the last time these two teams met. I think their ability to attack and create foul trouble for the opposition was a real factor.
Well, it was, because they got to play a lot of the second half against the second unit. The guys that ordinarily would have been out there were stuck on the bench with all those fouls.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. Now, here's Sexton. After the miss from Trae Young. Pass to Clarkson. And now Daniels pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Rips down the breakaway slam.
An effective two-way player. I like to see Daniels grab the steal and go all the way.
Now Clarkson. And they get it. Okongwu grabs the board.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Here's Clarkson following the bucket by the Hawks. Markkanen finds Clarkson. Pocket 6. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, some smarts there on that play, changing his shot in the air so he could avoid the defense. Can't fault him for the creativity.
Daniels with it. He's covered by Clarkson. Young, right side. Can't get it to fall. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Collier, and he lays it straight in. Collier's got 5.
Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Young taking his time here. Shoots the 3. And it's hauled in by Markkanen. Here's Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
Like the attacking mindset, not waiting for something to happen. Instead, creating it himself was Colin Sexton.
Pass to Niang. Inside. Levert kicks to Okongwu. The Hawks working the ball around. Young for 3. Another miss by Young. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, what we saw in that game and what you see around the league is a questionable dependency on the triple.
Well, you have to be able to use the three-point line in some way. It's just such a weapon. In that game, it was just not there for him.
Now, here's Okongwu. Young inside. He's guarded by Markkanen. Young's shot is off. With the teardrop. A shot by Clarkson, no good.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Atlanta making some changes. Arlo's checked in, and it's Reza Shea in for Dyson Daniels. .152 left to play in the first. Outside, George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Bounce pass Levert. To the middle. Here's Barlow. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Let's take a look at the teams that have done a great job of converting turnovers into points since the All-Star break. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
And since the break, we've seen them ambush their opponents with that attacking brand of defense. And boy, have they reaped the rewards offensively.
First one falls for him. Break since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021. The Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And the missed opportunities for them at the line here early on.
We've got 1:13 left here in the first quarter. Here's Filipowski. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backdoor.
And that one's good. Reza Shea. And the Hawks lead by 1. Utah's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Pass to Sensabaugh. Smith Atlanta with the rebound. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Yeah, mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Three-pointer. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Ricochet. He also had a big impact in that win against the Bucks. Three-pointer, Levert, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Tie game in Atlanta. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. It's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Utah shooting about 42% so far. On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. They've got Filipowski. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Keontae George. And it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward spot. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Niang. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
Just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmarish clamps thus far.
And I don't know if everybody's getting in this block party flow, but that's what's happening tonight. They've done a great job of being aggressive on all the shooters.
For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
Here's Levert after Jordan Clarkson's bucket. To the paint. Here's Ricochet. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Utah trailing here. To the inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Buries the long-range jumper. And the Hawks lead by 2.
From range, Levert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor.
Here's Sensabaugh. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
Shooting 1.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Krejci passes to Niang. Down low. And the basket by Krejci. Krejci's got his first points of the game. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Now, here's George. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
A shot by Clarkson, no good.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Screen by Niang. Here's Ricochet. And a miss there on the triple. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And Ricochet, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
Now, here's LeVert. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Ricochet. From outside, off the mark. A tight game here in Atlanta. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Back to Clarkson. Now, here is George. He has yet to score. Here's Sensabaugh. The shot from the low post is good. And the Jazz lead by 1. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Here's Ricochet. And he gets it to go. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Pass to Sensabaugh. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. He's had an impressive second half of the season. Averaging 17 points per game, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
And the first one at the line is good. Atlanta making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Here's Krejci. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Shibwe with the rebound. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. And here's George. Nothing on the board. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen by LeVert. Here's Krejci. He's covered by Clarkson. Outside Matthews. Now here's LeVert. Puts it up. Shibwe with the rebound.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
And finished off by Martin.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
LeVert with it. 9 points last game out. Aston Yang. Atlanta again missing. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Sensabaugh. 12 points for him. To the paint. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
LeVert against George. Pass to Barlow. The kick out to Matthews. They grab their own miss. A 3-ball. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Here's Shibwe. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Sends the ball. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Jazz.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Well, they've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break add to your total in a hurry.
And he makes the first. He doesn't get the second one. The Hawks trail by 3. Shoots from 14, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Young's got 17.
And you can see why this team depends on Young for a big chunk of their offensive production. This guy is a pure scorer.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Looking for a breather, and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. George is checked in for the Jazz. Jazz have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Pass to Markkanen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Markkanen putting his size to use there. The defense has nothing to do but the foul.
He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here.
And just a top-notch free throw shooter this year, all the way up there at 88%.
First free throw is good. Atlanta making a switch here. Arlo's checked in. And Markkanen drops them both.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Here is Daniels, defended by George. They set the pick. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Daniels.
You can see how comfortable Daniels is running that pick and roll. He called his own number that time.
Okongwu against Kessler. Outside, George. Just 5 on the clock. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 5 rebounds tonight. To the wing on the left. Barlow passes to Daniels. Young up top. He's got 17. And it's sent back by Kessler. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Kessler. He's checked in for Atlanta. Lepowski, he's checked in for Utah. Four on the shot clock. The Hawks again can't hit. Utah leading. One-on-one fast break. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Now, here is Young. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Collier. Up and in on the layup. Collier's got 7 points in the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Barlow. Back to Young. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Isaiah Collier.
What makes Young really tough to corral is he has that great spatial awareness out there.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And the first one drops.
One of the truly elite offensive players in the NBA, Trae Young can carry a team and more with that shooting and playmaking.
And so Young nails them both.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and it extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect in line so far here in the second quarter.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
And a moment to see numbers for Daniels. He's averaging 14 points a game, just over 3 steals and 6 rebounds. And he's a real threat defensively. You look at his steals during this stretch, always lurking for the smallest mistake.
And he's causing a lot of those mistakes, too. He's just harassing you 94 feet and does not give you an inch.
Here's Collier. He's got 7. Back to Markkanen. Lays it up off the glass. Markkanen's got 4 points this quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Now Young, 19 points in the game. Hawks passing it around. 6 to shoot. Spins. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Trae Young showing off his finishing ability on the inside.
For Atlanta, they have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
One shot.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
That's good from Young.
There's some steely moments that come from Trae Young, and I'll tell you what, if the defense is getting under his skin, he rarely shows that.
Here's Collier. Inside, and stolen by Okongwu. And oh, here we go. Young's got it, the fast break chance. Rizachet wide open. Sinks the triple. And that's now 7 points for Rizachet.
Good recognition there from Trae as part of his role. He's got to find open guys.
Pass to Collier. Markkanen with it. Fires for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Filipowski. Sexton on the wing. Here's Collier. 7 points in the game. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Collier's got 4 this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Daniels with it. Guarded now by Sexton. Barlow. The rebound by Collier.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
It's Young on the wing, defended by Sexton. 1:21 left in the first half. Here's Young. Utah with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Filipowski. Rebound by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Young. For 3. Rebound, Utah. Markkanen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Kessler with the bucket.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now, here is Young. Enter points for him. Count it. Good.
I don't know if any shot's a good shot, but Trae Young willing to take any shot he gets.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Collier. That's good. Collier's got 6 in the quarter.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Now, here is Young. He's got 24. Lets the 3 fly. Nailed from 3-point land. Young's got it all tied up now for the Hawks.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over.
Coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Hawks. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. Back right after this.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. From they're thinking about the shot. Let's hear it for the participants.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
I think for Atlanta, they've played okay, but unfortunately, that's not getting you into the playoffs. They were hoping to take the next step this year. That led to a lot of frustration for everybody. Their fans are hangry. They wanted to eat.
Let's shift focus back to the Utah Jazz, who find little separation after one half of play.
Their work on the glass has been superb tonight, chasing down every miss there, Ernie. That's their mindset.
Yeah, you can tell it was a focal point of their game plan coming in, and they've made good on that. And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
They're almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
We've got Daniels, also Young out there. Reza Shea is out there with Okongwu. And Gay is in at the 4 slot. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. And he makes that one. Collier's got the first basket of the third quarter for Utah.
Oh,
perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Okongwu with the screen for Young. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. A 2-point game. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Here's Sexton. Here's the floater. And that's 2 points on the layup. Sexton's got his second bucket of the night.
How about the soft touch there from Sexton? Big athlete, but showing now he's got a feathery touch.
Here's Rieseshay. Off target from three-point range. Utah leading by 4. Greg Collins Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
And Markkanen has really found a great flow. The defense hasn't had an answer for it.
And stolen by Sexton. Here's Collier. Here's Filipowski. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
They set the pick. Daniels kicks to Young to end the run. The Hawks again can't hit.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Filipowski passes to Markkanen. Pass to Collier. 5 to shoot. The open look here for Sexton. Cans it from downtown. And it's an 11-point Jazz lead.
Looking better and better from that range is Colin Sexton.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Okongwu. It's been a magnificent season thus far. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Daniels. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock. The Hawks again can't hit.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Here's Collier. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Okongwu. Now Young. And here is Okongwu. Rieseshay with it. Shoots over Collier. And it's Rieseshay missing.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Kessler passes to Sexton. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
Let's hear it once again.
And And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
The Hawks trail by 15. Young outside. Pass to Okongwu to the left wing. Here's Rizeshe. He's guarded by Markkanen. 4 on the clock. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. The shot by Okongwu, no good.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Kessler against Okongwu. Here's Collier. Here's Kessler. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Young dishes to Okongwu. Pass to Daniels. Here's Gay. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And in nailing the 3 there, he puts a lid on what's been a huge run by Utah.
And here's Sexton. He has 7. Gay with the rebound.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Up top, Okongwu, defended by Sexton. Young with no one around. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Jazz leading by 11. Kessler screen on Young. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier, defended by Young. High, arcing shot, and it's Collier missing. Hawks have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half, 2 of 8. And Okongwu slams it in.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Here's Kessler. 10 points for him. Pass to Sexton. Markkanen sets the pick for Sexton. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Sexton more and more in control and trying to deal with the aggressive defense so far in this game.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
They've shown no let-up. Penetration, knife it inside. The defense has to tighten it up if they want to slow this team down.
And I feel like there's been an old-school aspect to what they've done tonight, and that is pounding the ball inside, getting it down low, getting those looks in close. That's been effective.
Free throw good, Sexton.
Now, Sexton understands what's at stake for him, so the passion that he brings to the court on a nightly basis has to be there.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA is looking for greater parity. The Golden State's Draymond Green said, quite frankly, with this new CBA, dynasties are over. We're the last dynasty you'll be able to speak of because of the way this salary cap is set up. I guess we'll see. Kevin?
I hope he's not right, but he may be onto something, David. Thank you. Krejci passes to LeVert. Here's Rizeshe. He's covered by Clarkson. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And Rizeshe lays it in. Rizeshe's got 9.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Now, here's Sexton. He's got 10. Doubled by Okongwu. Just 2 to shoot. And here's George for 3. Trained to the three-pointer. George has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. LeVert with it. Pass to Krejci. Back to LeVert. There's the screen. Over Sexton. And it's LeVert missing.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
George finds Kessler. Now, here's George. Pass to Filipowski. Clarkson surveying the floor. Gay with the rebound. Gay's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Krejci. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Krejci's got his second basket.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Pass to Clarkson. Sexton against LeVert. And the layup falls. 12 points for Colin Sexton.
Toughness there shown by Colin Sexton. No stranger to having to out-muscle the defense from time to time.
Right wing. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Filipowski. For Atlanta, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight. 7 for 10. And he knocks down the first one. Mann's checked in for Rizachet. And Utah making a change here. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Jazz leading by 11. Outside, George. Here's Sensabaugh. Hunter nails the baby hook.
And he places that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
And so LeVert will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. There's a good screen. Offline with his 3. Utah's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Sensabaugh, no good. The Hawks trail by 13. Over to the left wing. Krejci passes to LeVert. And he banks in the layup. LeVert's got his second basket of the night.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Clarkson outside. Here's Potter. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Karis LeVert. The Jazz have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. Atlanta making a switch here. Niang's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Here's LeVert. He's got 5.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Pass to Mann. Now Niang. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Krejci passes to Okongwu. Clock at 6. Niang with the ball. The three-pointer no good. Here's Sensabaugh. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Sexton realizing that one of his guys is wide open in that court awareness, he was able to get it to him.
To the paint. Here's LeVert. Great pass to set up the lay-in. LeVert's got 4 points this quarter.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Pass to Potter. Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Niang. Misses the three. The Hawks trail by 14. Man passes to LeVert. Here's Krejci. Back to LeVert. From past the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. That's 10 points for Karis LeVert.
Maybe the halftime break was good for him. Allowed him to step back, calm himself down, get himself in the right frame of mind, and now shots are falling.
Jordan. And it's sent back by Okongwu. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Down it goes. Nice one there from Niang.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Clarkson right side. And it's sent back by Okongwu. Here's Krejci, defended by George. Oh, good on the triple. Clarkson outside. And so it's Utah. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. The Hawks trail by 9. And so in the game for the Jazz, we've got George. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. Here's LeVert. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
His first, team first.
Oh, tricky shot for LeVert. Defense is all over him, but he draws a foul on that attempt.
First free throw is good. LeVert hits both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
George against LeVert. Shot from 12. A nice shot by George. And the Jazz lead by 9. The Hawks shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. It's LeVert on the wing. Defended by George. Good on the three-point shot.
A solid passer at his position. LeVert excels at finding his teammates when they're open.
Assistant, Karis LeVert.
George passes to Potter. Back to George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
George, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all three levels.
And he's good on the second. The Hawks trail by 7. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Now LeVert. Pass to Barlow. That one doesn't drop.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
George looking over the floor. Here's Sensabaugh. Inside, here's Potter, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. It's just very solid offense.
Here's what the Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Tuesday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trailblazers. And then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks.
And you know, for that matchup with New York, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
The first one falls. Mann's checked in for Atlanta. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Jazz leading by 8. The Jazz working the ball around now. Potter misses. Atlanta's shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Krejci passes to Mann. Now Niang hits it from three-point range.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Down low, here's Sensabaugh. The shot's good on the assist by George. And the Jazz lead by 7. And so LeVert will bring it up for Atlanta. There's the drive. Shoots over Clarkson, and Atlanta again with the bucket.
He's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
George with the bounce pass. Here's Sensabaugh. Rebound Atlanta. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. It's LeVert on the wing. They double him with Clarkson. Mann passes to LeVert. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Right on the bucket.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Pass to Barlow. Now here's LeVert, the 10-footer. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Here's Williams. Good, nice job down low. Now it's a 7-point Jazz lead, and Atlanta has possession. Here's LeVert. Screen by Niang. From 10 feet out, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Now, here is George. Clarkson outside. looking to get back on track here. Rebound by the Hawks. Here's Krejci. Pass to LeVert. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
His first team starter. Karis LeVert. 2 shots.
And the free throw drops for LeVert.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
He's off on the second.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Clarkson passes to Collier. There's the lob to Markkanen. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
They put it up, and Markkanen just powers it through.
The Hawks trail by 6. Pass to LeVert. And Sexton over to help. Daniel from outside drills the three-pointer.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Here's Clarkson following the 3 by Atlanta. Markkanen kicks to Clarkson. 5 on the clock. Markkanen sets the pick for Clarkson. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And the Jazz lead by 5.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's LeVert. And Sexton over to help. LeVert against Sexton. And it's LeVert missing. Jazz leading by 5. Clarkson dishes to Markkanen. A shot by Clarkson, no good.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Gay. It's Young on the wing, puts the move on, and he sinks the layup. Young's got 32 points.
And there's some agility as Trae Young maneuvers to the shot he wants.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. He's checked in for LeVert. And Utah also making a switch. Filipowski's checked in. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, guys, listening in with Will Hardy and his team. He's obviously pretty happy. He said, I know they're not going to take us lightly next time. He knew what the deal was with that underdog role coming into the game.
Thank you, David. Here's Filipowski. Kessler with it. Pass to Filipowski. They set the pick. Sexton for 3. The shot will not fall.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Young outside. Now Rizachet. He's guarded by Markkanen. 6 to shoot. On its way from Young for 2. Markkanen pulls it in. Jazz leading by 3. And they double up Markkanen. Kessler passes to Collier. over Young. Collier, that's good.
I just don't think they want him taking that kind of shot. Again, his teammates are just laughing, shaking their heads there on the bench.
Pass to Ricochet. And here's Daniels. Now Ricochet. Young from outside. Tries again. The shot by Okongwu, no good.
Okay, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Now, here's Sexton. Markkanen sets the pick for Sexton. Another shot. Basket good. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Closer Sexton gets to the basket, the more dangerous he can become, and the defense has got to recognize that.
Pass to Ricochet. Back to Young. There's a screen. Filipowski grabs the board.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. So it's the Hawks now, following the bucket by the Jazz. Shots good from Young. Young's got 34. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. Rebounded by the Hawks. Young outside. Shoots over Collier. Young, no good. Jazz leading by 7. Markkanen passes to Collier. Outside Markkanen. Atlanta with the rebound. Daniels has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. From the arc. And it's Ricochet missing. Utah's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
1:30 left in the 4th quarter. Now, here is Young. Shoots over Collier, and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Young's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, terrific move there. I think he may need to check those ankles. He's just left the defender on the ground.
Unbelievable handles. He's got more handles than a 6-door limousine. Quickness, body control, all of that on display.
Now, here's Markkanen. Pocket 4. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent.
All right, fans. Give yourself a round of applause.
To Ricochet. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. Here's Young. Yes! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And this young guy relishes the pressure, stepping up there, confident in the clutch.
And that's an intentional foul.
Trey Young, his first, team second.
There's 38 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
Team starter. At the line for the Jazz, Collier taking 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Pass to Okongwu. It doesn't go for him.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he ends up missing both free throws. Stolen by Markkanen. And so they foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line for the Jazz, Lowry, Markkanen, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Some padding here on the free throw line, some good work.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. 23 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Here's Young. Pass to Gay. The Hawks again can't hit. And here's Sexton. He's covered by Daniels. And so it's Utah with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin